As always, when speaking about Venezuela, the question is, where does the army stand, isn't it?
Well, yes, it does indeed, and it's still not clear. I mean, one thing we don't know is the reaction of key military units outside Caracas. I mean, I've seen pictures in the last few minutes of people demonstrating outside the main military base in Maracaibo, the second city, but it's not clear what the troops inside are doing. And a report from Maracay, which is where the main armored brigade is, says that the chief of the main military arsenal has been arrested by more junior officers. But again, we don't know what the tanks are doing. So it's very unclear. The La Carlota air base, which is the center where Guaido made his video this morning. I've just seen pictures of the gates of the base being thrown open and people pouring in. Presumably Guaido and Lopez are in there as well. So earlier reports were saying that shots had been fired from inside the base at Guaido's supporters, suggesting that it was still in the hands of government supporters, but that's less clear now. What we do know is that the very top brass of the military have come out and declared their support for the president. The defense minister, Vladimir Padrino, and the number two, Remigio Ceballos, they both said this is a tiny uprising by a bunch of disorientated lunatics, and it's easily being dealt with. And that is the official line. This is an insignificant movement and is being put down. It's really crucial to see which way the military go, or if the military divide in any kind of serious way. We do know Guaido has been going around cultivating military units in recent times. What we don't know is which way they'll eventually decide to jump.
Now, the U.S. has just reacted to what's happening in Venezuela today, saying that they support the Venezuelan people. But some analysts are hinting to the fact that perhaps Washington is supporting this so-called coup.
Well, Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, has come out and said that we support the Venezuelan people's bid for liberty. Whether that's a support for Guaido has been very clear that they don't want a violent overthrow of the government. They want people to take to the streets and put an end to what he calls the usurpation of power by Nicolas Maduro. But he says this is acting completely within the framework of the Constitution. This is not a violent overthrow of a legitimate government. This is he is the legitimate president of Venezuela, he says, and he's seeking to assert that position with the support of the people, and he hopes the support of the military as well. He's called today, as he has before, for the support of the Venezuelan military personnel for his legitimate claim on the presidency. And other countries also support him. Of course, Guaido is recognized by 50-odd other countries as the legitimate president of Venezuela. But of course, he hasn't been able to exercise that power because Nicolas Maduro remains in effective control of all the key levers of power.
Now, all of this is still very speculative, but, Guaido hasn't managed to topple Maduro in the last few months. So why now? I mean, this seems like it's the last-ditch attempt from Juan Guaido.
It does look like it's a last-ditch attempt. Yes, in fact, what he said today in his video this morning was that the 1st of May has come a day earlier. The 1st of May, tomorrow, he called upon Venezuelans throughout the country to take to the streets to complete what he calls Operation Liberty, in which he has called people onto the streets before, and they've responded massively. But of course, that hasn't dislodged the government. Maduro still remained firmly in control, backed by the military. He was hoping that tomorrow would be a culmination of very careful preparations he's been doing in recent months to bring about the final push, to presumably persuade Maduro that the game's up. But it's very far from clear whether that in fact is happening. But this is doing it all a day early, which took everybody by surprise. And of course, Leopoldo Lopez being freed by the intelligence police who were guarding him, that was a surprise as well. So this is a tremendous coup de théâtre by Guaido and his backers. Whether it will succeed, of course, we still very much don't know.